Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, RJ Carbone. You are listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. We also do MMA. Yanks every series, Knicks every game, MMA on occasion. Let's get to it.
Anthony for three. That one goes down, and the game is tied.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
Shaking and baking right here on the neophyte.
U.S. trying to close the show. She was doing a great job of feeding that. It's over.
Coming up, so KP, don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks?
Game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Well, that'll do it. That'll officially do it. You know what this reminded me of, man? It reminded me of the 2022 ALCS. That's been going around on Twitter tonight. And yeah, like that's the vibe I had when I was watching the game, though. Before I even looked down Twitter, I was thinking exactly that. I remember it pitch for pitch. It went just like that. The first home game of the 2022 ALCS, just backs against the wall, and you just lay an egg. Yeah, the Yankees are done. Again, I checked out after game 2. My emotions are no longer in play, so I watched game 3 tonight. Just kind of chill. Whatever happens, happens. So I'm already I'm in off-season mode. I'm in Knicks basketball mode, although that's not looking too promising. But I'm out on the 24 Yankees now. I'm just waiting for it to end. I don't know if Apple's going to still do this documentary because, man, this World Series had so much hype. For it to be a sweep is just embarrassing. Maybe they'll take one. I doubt it. Yeah, so this is going to be a quick episode. Obviously, this is, as you can see, if you're on YouTube, an audio-only episode. It'll be on YouTube, but the video will not be up there, just because I want to get this one over with. Just a pathetic loss. A pathetic loss. Yeah, the righty Clark Schmidt going up against the righty Walker Buehler. Top of the first inning. Right away. Wasted no time. Freddie Freeman hits a home run to make it 2-0 Dodgers. Air out of the stadium. Again, just like that Astros game. I put out a pregame tweet. And I said, I have a feeling the Dodgers lefties are going to mash Clark Schmidt if he doesn't command his cutter. And what do you know? The first at-bat to Freeman, he leaves a 93-mile-an-hour cutter high and in. That's his hot spot, as we know. And he pulls the shit out of it to the short porch. I literally put that on Twitter. And then it happens. And he missed his spot by feet. He was clearly set up trying to go back door with the cutter. And he ends up going front door high and in. It's crushed. Top of the third, doesn't get any better. Mookie Betts RBI single. Top of the 6th, Kike Hernandez RBI single. It's 4-0 Dodgers. The Yankees don't do a damn thing offensively. They get the fake Verdugo home run in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. That cuts it to 4-2, and that's your final score. The Yankees lose 4-2 against the Dodgers in Game 3, first game in the Bronx of 3, if they even make it that far. Yeah, so listen, I'm hoping when this thing is all said and done, I know it's not going to happen. Let me get that out of the way. I'll preface with that. It's not going to happen. But I still pray because I hope. I'm not a fan of Aaron Boone. I've never been a fan of Aaron Boone. This series isn't totally on Aaron Boone. It's the bats aren't batting. But it's been a consistent theme under Boone in this 7 years where there's just no fight. At the first sign of adversity, this Yankees team always seems to lie down and die. And that was a couple of nights ago when they faced adversity by giving up the walk-off grand slam to Freeman. Ever since then, I mean, you notice the Yankees have died. Like, there's been no fight. These games have been uncompetitive. Every inning has been just dead ever since that grand slam. That's a theme under Boone that we see constantly every year. They will play like losers the one time something goes bad, the very first time something goes wrong. And it's not, I don't know, man. This team doesn't seem like it's got that edge. Is that weird? Because I feel like I've said they had some edge. You know, they got Soto, swagger, but it's their leader. It's always going to come down to that, and it's a domino effect. They struggle. Their record under the Boone regime in the postseason versus non-central teams, they're 6-17. That's a .260 win percentage. So, yeah, they face a legitimate team like the Dodgers. That's what happens. But it's just, yeah, it's got to fall a little bit on the manager when you're this uncompetitive. And when you look at the dugout, you see the body language. You got Torres getting rung up on a bullshit call up in the zone, and you pan to Boone. He's sitting on the top of the dugout blowing bubbles, chilling, having fun, just having a good time. I didn't even listen to the post game tonight because I don't care anymore. But every night we know what it is. It's the same thing when they lose. It's full of excuses. It's full of fluff. You know, Rodon didn't have a good start because he had a blister on his finger. Now we're finding out 3 days later after Garrett Cole gets pulled too early, all of a sudden he was pulled because he was hurt. Just tons of excuses. It's a team that just lacks fundamentals. It's a team that's very undisciplined. I know I'm bouncing around left and right here because I don't have many notes. But, I mean, the bottom of the fourth inning, you are in no position to send Giancarlo Stanton there. You're not scoring runs. That doesn't mean you force an 8-foot-tall guy who's basically paralyzed from the waist down, giant, to go from second to home on that base hit. But, you know, the Yankees have a terrorist for a third base coach. And so Rojas sends Giancarlo when, you know, Teoscar Hernandez is fielding the ball out in left. And before he even gets it up to throw it, Stanton's not even touched third base yet. It's Giancarlo Stanton. Like, where have we been the last 2 years? There have been viral clips, multiple, of Stanton running like Forrest Gump. 10 times slower. Like, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Everybody was saying the moment that the contact was made off the bat there, please don't send Stanton. And that was the nail in the coffin for this game, at least. And so the Yankees lose. And I don't know, man. Under this Boone regime, I just don't like the mistakes they make. I don't like their mentality. They're just so content, right? Like, one team came happy to be in the World Series. The other team came to win the damn World Series. The Yankees were definitely not the latter. So they're down 3-0 now. Maybe Boone's going to show them that video of the Yankees blowing a lead to Boston in the postseason again, right? That was smart. I mean, that was ridiculous. I still think back of that and I just have disgust on my face every time I think about that. It's just a lackluster team that just found their way to the World Series. I think it was a fluke run. They make mistakes in the field. They make mistakes on the bases. Statistically, that's backed up. So when the Yankees are swept tomorrow, my hope, my unrealistic fantasy hope, is that Boone does get canned. Now, if you're a fan, I don't care if you don't think that should happen. If you're a fan of another team, you probably think that's crazy. I don't care if the Yankees made the World Series. That's a cupcake mentality from opposing fan bases who are currently sitting on their asses at home every late October, too. Like, that's what you guys do. You don't know what winning is or what winning feels like. You think winning is making it. That's not winning. You've just been fooled into thinking that's winning because you're so used to it. Winning, only one team wins at the end of the day. Boone's got to go. They just need a new face. They need a new mantra. They need a new culture. You know, we could talk about the decisions. You know, the Game 2 decision to pull Cole. The Game 2 decision to go to Cortez. You know, Game 3 not shaking up the lineup. We could talk about that stuff all we want. I just think you need a new culture. And yes, a lot of it is Cashman's fault. And Boone's not the one hitting. But, you know, just get a new face in here. Get a new face. But yeah, like, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to shake up this lineup. What are we waiting for? Like, you're consistently coming up listless. Empty at bat after empty at bat. Some of these, I mean, these innings tonight were going by so quickly against Walker Buehler, who's not been relevant in 3 years? Maybe next inning they'll score. Quick inning. Maybe next inning they'll score. Quick inning. 0 hitting with runners in scoring position. 1, 2, 3 innings. There's no power in the lineup after you get by cleanup. The only thing I can credit this guy for is starting Trevino tonight to add a little bit of balance down there with the righty at the bottom. But then, like, where was Dominguez? Trevino was really the only shakeup you made? Dominguez should have been in there. I don't care about Verdugo's garbage time home run either. Why wasn't Dominguez down there? How the hell was the worst hitter on the team, also known as the captain, still in the 3-hole after all this time? He's providing 0 protection. Soto's not being protected. He didn't see many fastballs from Buehler. Stanton's not really being protected. He's not seeing fastballs from Buehler. Stanton should be 3. Judge should be 5. Should have been, I should say, because this shit's over. But you keep a 140 hitter in the 3-hole. How do you not shake things up when every single Yankee not named Juan or Giancarlo are combined to slug 157? That was before the garbage time home run. 157 slugging outside of Soto and Stanton. How do you not shake shit up? It's too late now. Nobody gives a damn about tomorrow. This shit's over. If you do anything tomorrow, it's going to be an insult to the entire fan base and organization to shake up the lineup. It's a consolation game tomorrow. That's what you're playing in. So stop delaying the inevitable, honestly. Just get it over with. It's just been such a ugly showing of what should be offense. Just bad production. Soto has been excellent. Stanton's been even better. Torres has been fine. He's getting on base a lot. Rizzo's been fine. He's getting on base a lot. But everybody else, my Christ. Jazz Chisholm, atrocious. All yap, no game. No power, harmless base hits. Volpe has been atrocious this World Series. He completely stopped hitting. He cannot hit a major league breaking ball. Wells has been atrocious this entire postseason. He can't hit a major league fastball. He's got a giant hole in his swing. He's got that launch angle to where you throw a fastball up in the zone to him, he's not going to be able to get it. He struggles against left-handed pitching. Clearly, he's not playoff ready. And then your worst hitter on the team, who's given you absolutely zero, has been Judge. Judge has been the worst bat on the team. He's supposed to be your best. He's your captain. In 12 postseason games, he's batting 140 this year. His OPS is 580. In these 3 World Series games, he's gone 1 for 12. That's an 083 batting average. Just one single. He had a bullshit walk tonight, and he's striking out 7 times so far. 7 times. It's been like he's had bad postseasons before. We've entered this postseason saying Judge is going to he needs to have a legacy postseason. This is his worst one by far. This is his worst one by far. It's gone mental at this point. In the past, it may have been just more physical. It's mental. Like, his approach is all backwards. We talked about that last episode. Go check it out. But, like, it's bad. It's mental. It's gotten so mental to where we got these Zoomers and these, I guess, some millennials too, like grown-ass fans and younger fans. I don't know. We got these people on Twitter saying that we should start cheering for him and giving him ovations. That's how bad it is. Talking about a grown-ass man making millions. And you guys want to give him a friggin' ovation. Kiss him on the fucking forehead if you want. Jesus Christ, what is that? When are we allowed to boo? When are we allowed to? Are we allowed to do that? Does that hurt your feelings, cupcakes? I mean, it's crazy. The guys praise. They want him to give praise. You want to get praise? Earn it. Earn it. Mediocrity doesn't get praise. That's not how this works. I know you all grew up in the participation era. That's not where we are. That's not the Yankees. That's not the Bronx. We're not going to do that. That's crazy. Judge has been awful. He does not deserve any cheering right now. Getting mad because that's crazy. Because you want people to cheer for him. You get mad. I saw this thing on Twitter. It's crazy. It's like Yankees. We talked about it last episode, but fucking no. That's not how this shit works. You got to earn it. And now it's the narrative. Judge can't do it in the playoffs. It's officially a narrative. It's a thing. His legacy has been ruined until he wins a World Series, which I don't think is happening now. He looks terrible. The Yankees' approach tonight changed for the far worse, too. I don't know if, because between Jack Flaherty and Yoshi Yamamoto, they were spamming breaking balls and off speed. So maybe the Yankees changed their approach because of that. They thought they were going to get more of a dose of off speed. Like, they were sitting off speed and spitting on the fastball. That's what they were doing. They took multiple heaters inside the zone tonight. Take. It was ridiculous. It was a very scared mentality They're out there hunting walks. Meanwhile, you got the Dodger lineup hunting power. Every time they swing the bat, it's for an extra base hit. Why are we hunting walks? Why is that the approach when entering the series? You knew the Dodgers were working with 3/6 of a rotation. It should be punish the fastball and get these guys out of the game early. Walker Buehler sucks. I don't want to hear that he had good stuff tonight. Don't give me that. The Yankees just did not hunt. That's the difference in the series. It was the home run to strikeout ratio. The Dodgers, 5 home runs, 17 strikeouts across 3 games. The Yankees, 3 home runs, 31 strikeouts in 3 games. That's how you win a World Series, folks. Power wins, and they're making contact. The best recipe for offensive success is that combination of power and contact. So, the Yankees failed. And once they lose this World Series, please do not give them a pass. Just because they made it. They need to go into this winter, and again, I know they won't, with a fuck the payroll mentality. The only thing they should be worried about is what acquires wins. What's going to help us win a World Series championship? What's going to help us match up with that Dodger roster and be even better? Because the Yankees have a flawed roster that ran into teams that they should have beaten. The Dodgers have a bullpen with firepower, guys who throw 98 to 102. They're stacked with star power in their lineup 1 to 9. They got contributors at the bottom who would be top hitters on this team. They went for it in the offseason. They went for it at the deadline too. The Yankees went bargain bin shopping for Leiter and Santos in a must-win window where you got a bunch of expiring contracts, Juan Soto one of them, and you have an aging core in Judge and Stanton and Cole. You're going bargain bin shopping at the trade deadline when guys like Tanner Scott were available, when guys like Michael Kopech were available, when Jack Flaherty was available. My goodness. So Cashman doesn't, he's not free of the blame. The Yankees are going to sell you that it's a crapshoot, that it's the World Series. Any team can win the series, that these games were close because you're just going to look at the final score and think it was close. All that bullcrap. Stop buying it. Stop buying it. Stop believing that getting there means anything. Because what gets you a trophy? If you're one to think the Yankees shouldn't make any major changes in the winter because they made the World Series, please explain to me what the difference is in a World Series appearance versus a division appearance. What's the difference? I would love for somebody to tell me the difference in that. What gets you something different? What's the difference between winning the World Series or getting to the World Series and losing and getting to the divisional round and losing? Tell me what the difference is. What does one team get at the end that the other doesn't? Is there a difference? Please tell me. I'd love to know. It's going to be a while before the Yankees get back, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm ranting, so I guess I still have some anger left inside me, but really Cortez, giving Freeman that meatball was kind of the nail in the coffin there. But game 2, that loss, I checked out after that. So that's it. We're going to head to break, get back, wrap it up with our trivia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey there, thanks for listening in so far. If you enjoy this episode, please give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much. You can follow us on social media as well. On Instagram, we're at BD4Pod and at Rob J. Carbone. On X, we're at BD4Pod and at RJCBD4. And on Facebook, we're BD4. If you're interested in our website, just go to www.bd4blog.com. You can subscribe to our blog on there right on the front page. Just like on the podcast, we cover Yankees, Knicks, and MMA. Also on our website are the links to the different platforms for the podcast. Thanks so much.
Studio 69 Productions is a podcast production agency created by Leo Rodriguez to allow content creators to market their podcast. It's an online platform that will market your podcast or any other project that you're working on. Get in touch with Leo Rodriguez from Studio 69 Productions. You can find Studio 69 Productions on Instagram at Studio69NJ. Studio 69 Productions, where dreams are heard and born.
Thanks for listening to BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. We also do MMA, Yanks every series, Knicks every game, and MMA on occasion.
All right, let's wrap this up with our trivia. No wasting time. So for this episode 734, our trivia question, since we're in a tough vibe right now, which player was on a record-tying 6 losing World Series teams, 5 of which were the Yankees? Which player was on a record-tying 6 losing World Series teams, 5 of which were the Yankees? All right, that's our question of the day for this episode 734. That's it, folks. I appreciate you all tuning in. I do so much. But that was a tough one to take. And so now we are staring a sweep in the face. Again, I just want this to be over with. So I will see you in the next show. When maybe the season will be over by then, and we can finally focus on our Knicks. All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Later. This episode was brought to you by Anchor.
Hey there! If you stayed the entire way through, we thank you immensely for it. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and that you come back for the next episode real soon. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, download these episodes, and share them with your friends as well. BD4 is a 5-star podcast simply because of you. And we'd like to keep it that way. Have a wonderful day. Go Yankees and go Knicks!